Hi everyone, welcome back to our new unit. Now I'm gonna start with the new lesson, which is Mayor for a Day. Before starting with the lesson, on page 97 we have something on the right side called Preview. Now under it we have Mayor for a Day in this humorous fiction story. Now humorous is an adjective and it comes from the word humor, which means funny. So humorous fiction, it means that this story cannot happen in real life and it's funny as well. So does this ring any bells? Does it remind you with another story that we read at the beginning of the year? And you started telling me, oh, miss, how can they do that? How can they travel all around the world just to bring something? Do you remember this lesson? Well, yes, it's the Breakfast Quest. So the Breakfast Quest was also a humorous fiction story because it's a story that cannot happen in real life and it kind of have some funny elements inside. Like always, we observe the pictures or the visuals in order to kind of predict or find out what the story is going to be about or what the text is going to be about. So here, let us start. So the title is Mayor for a Day. And if we look at the first visual, we see two grown-up men, one of them holding a beach ball and a suitcase, and he's wearing a bow tie, a fancy suit, and a smile on his face. We have another man waving to this other man wearing the fancy suit and holding a suitcase of his own. Now, next to them, we have a small girl holding a small notebook and a pencil or a pen, and she looks happy looking at the man with the fancy suit. Now, the other visual down, we have this small girl holding a really big scissors surrounded by people and reporters, and she is cutting the red ribbon. So usually when we cut big red ribbons using these kind of big scissors, it means that it is the opening of a new place. Now on page 99, we have the same girl sitting in the desk of a person, and we have the picture of the man with the fancy suit in the first visual. And next to this picture, we have Glenview Mayor. This means that this desk belongs to the Glenview mayor or the mayor of Glenview. Now, this small girl, since she is sitting in the place of the mayor of Glenview, this means that she became the mayor. And from the title Mayor for a Day, this means that she's going to be the mayor for a day instead of the real mayor of Glenview. And in the last visual on page 99, we see this small girl heading outside the city hall with a woman that pretty much looks like her mother because they really look the same. And they're waving to the man wearing the other suit. And this man seems to be accompanying this girl or going with this girl wherever she goes. So maybe he is the assistant of this girl.
Page 98. Read. Mayor for a Day.
Marcy was nervous. She was the winner of the Mayor for a Day contest at her school. For one day, she would be the mayor of her city. Marcy's mother drove her to the Glenview City Hall. "You'll probably walk around with the mayor," her mother said. "Watch what he does and take notes. You'll learn a lot."
After reading this paragraph, we found out that the little girl's name was Marcy. Now, do you know what was the reason that made Marcy mayor for a day? Pause the video to answer. Very good. Now, the answer is that she was the winner of the Mayor for a Day contest at her school. And that's the reason why she became a mayor for a day. Marcy's mother told her to watch what the mayor is doing and try to take notes. because she'll learn a lot from him. So let's see in the upcoming paragraphs if this is gonna happen.
Outside City Hall, Marcy met Mayor Wilson. To her surprise, he was holding a beach ball. "Congratulations, Marcy," he said. "Keep the city running smoothly. You'll work hard, won't you?" Marcy nodded nervously. "I'll do my best, sir."
Now, do you think Marcy's mom was correct? Was Marcy only gonna be the one who's gonna watch the mayor? Pause the video to answer. Of course not. So the mayor was holding a beach ball in his hand, and he told Marcy a sentence, which is to keep the city running smoothly. So he's fully depending on a young girl in order to run a city. Do you think this is really responsible from the mayor? In my opinion, it is not. And in my opinion, this won't happen in any city. What about Marcy? What did she think about this? She said only, "I'll do my best, sir." And she was really hesitant. It means that she wasn't really sure. So her voice was trembling a little bit, if you remember.
"I'll do my best, sir."
Her voice was trembling. It means that she wasn't talking in a confident way. So she was nervous because in the text they said Marcy nodded nervously. So she was nervous. She wasn't sure. And when you nod, it means that you're making your head go up and down. So you're saying okay with your head. This is what we mean by nodding. So it means moving it up and down. Now,
"Then I'm going to the beach. Mr. Clark will be your assistant today. Goodbye." It was a busy morning. Mr. Clark took Marcy to the new city library, which was about to open for the first time. Marcy cut a celebration ribbon and made a short speech. "Citizens of Glenview, read books every day," she declared. "Reading makes you smarter."
after reading this part, we were introduced to a new person or a new character, which is Mr. Clark. And Mr. Clark was the mayor's assistant. Remember, the one who helps or the one whose job is to help another person. And in this case, the assistant here is the mayor's assistant. Now, Marcy had some chores or some responsibilities to make as a mayor. So she had many responsibilities to fulfill or to make. Okay? Now, what was Marcy's first job or first task as a mayor? Pause the video to answer. Now, her first task or her first chore was to cut the celebration ribbon and make a short speech. In her speech, Marcy gave the citizens of Glenview an advice. And the word advice means that she told them something that could help them become better people, okay, or improve themselves. So an advice is something you say to people to make them become better people. So, what was Marcy's advice to the citizens of Glenview? Pause the video to answer. The answer is read books every day. So, why is she telling them, or why is she advising them to read books every day? She said because reading makes you smarter.
As the crowd clapped, Mr. Clark tapped on his watch. "You have a meeting in 10 minutes with the president of the Terrific Toy Company. We want them to build a factory here in Glenview. Many people could get jobs there."
Now, what is the second task on Mayor Marcy's agenda? So she has a list of things to do. So what is the second thing Marcy has to do as a mayor? The answer is many people could get jobs there. So having a toy factory in the city of Glenview is something beneficial or something important for the people of Glenview?
Let's go, said Marcy. In the mayor's office, Marcy spent 1 hour talking to Hilda Hansen, the president of Terrific Toys. I promise you that the people of Glenview will build interesting and creative toys, Marcy said. For such a young mayor, you impress me, said Hilda. We'll start building our factory here tomorrow.
Did the meeting between Mayor Marcy and the president fail or succeed? So, succeed is the opposite of fail, okay? Now, pause the video to answer. So, the meeting between them was successful. It means that everything worked out and Marcy was able to convince the president to build a toy factory in the city of Glenview. After the meeting being successful, the president of the toy company said a sentence which showed us that she really liked Mayor Marcy's personality or the way she is as a person. What was this sentence? Does anyone know? It is, for a young mayor, you impress me. So, when you impress someone, it means that you force or you make someone to like you. So, the president of the toy company was impressed by Marcy, or she liked Marcy because Marcy was a young girl, yet she was able to convince a grown-up and even a president of the company to build a factory in the city of Glenview. What was the sentence that Marcy used in order to convince the president of the company to build a factory in the city? Pause the video to answer. The answer is, I promise you that the people of Glenview will build interesting and creative toys.
As Hilda drove away,